Hey everyone, today I've got your The World's End movie review. Edgar Wright reunites once again with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in a British comedy like no other. Five friends who reunite in an attempt to top their epic pub crawl from 20 years earlier become mankind's only hope for survival. Going into this movie, I had no idea what to expect, except some fun and action, along with comedy from the guys that brought you Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Simon Pegg plays Gary King. Sounds like a rock star. He did say he wanted to get the band back together. He is essentially the leader in his pack of friends that he likes to call the Five Musketeers, which doesn't make sense, especially with them because there are only like four, including D'Artagnan. They go on this adventure to pub crawl until they reach the World's End, which happens to be the name of the pub, the last destination. They haven't been able to get there, so it's pretty interesting to go on this journey with them to see if they end up going there. I thought that his character was definitely the funniest out of the whole bunch. He definitely brought out this side of him that I never expected to see, and he kind of had this sort of punk attitude, sort of nobody mess with him. And he was just really funny. He definitely had this Peter Pan attitude, and he just never wanted to grow up, and he just gets wasted all the time. So that's him. Nick Frost was equally funny. He really added to the fact that he's not gonna let anyone tell him what to do. He's got his life to sort out and relationships with other people. So he definitely was probably one of the more subtle characters out of the group, and he was also equally funny. Martin Freeman was also hilarious as well, and let me just say that I had no idea he was in Shaun of the Dead. I had looked that up and I was like, wait, that looks like Martin Freeman, and I thought he was pretty spectacular in this movie for the role that he did. Almost halfway through the movie, things really start to get weird, and I mean crazy weird. I was not expecting this at all, but I thought it was cool that there were some sci-fi elements that were added to this movie, and I mean, how perfect considering it kind of has that sort of end of the world type feel, or at World's End. It's kind of a parody within itself. And everyone in the town was turned into these robot alien creatures or something. It was kind of cool, and especially with that concept, and it just reminded me a lot of The Invasion as well as Shaun of the Dead, which also had that famous scene where Simon Pegg's jumping over fences. So that's just another pretty cool thing that, well, you know what goes down. The direction the movie was going in was pretty interesting and really creative. Definitely not expecting it at all. So it's not just comedy. First, I thought it was silly, but then it almost put me on the edge of my seat because it was suspenseful, and I didn't know what was going to happen next, so it seemed like a good thing at the time. I liked how there was foreshadowing, literally right after that school dance scene that you see. So if you look closely at a poster that's particularly in that scene, you'll know what happens next. The group ends up encountering some people. I'd say about 2/3 of the way in, Nick Frost is kicking serious ass at a bar fight, and that totally is reminiscent of a scene similar in Shaun of the Dead, where he's fighting against all these evil people. Thankfully, Queen was not playing in the background. Nothing against Queen, but I like the song that they were playing in the meantime. This movie did have some other stand-up performances by Pierce Brosnan, which totally looked like some crazy old professor dude with glasses, and he was totally unrecognizable. And Rosamund Pike, I had just found out about her. I was like, wait, that's her. And the guy that plays Basil in this movie is none other than Mr. Filch from Harry Potter. So I thought that was pretty awesome too. Overall, I'd say that this movie was pretty entertaining. I will definitely be seeing this again. I guarantee you that it'll have you laughing all the way to the World's End. So what did you think of The World's End? What other Edgar Wright films are your favorites, if this one isn't particularly your favorite? I'd say it's definitely in my top 3. As always, you guys can subscribe to my channel. I've got more movie reviews, movie updates. Come back every week for a Chill Thursday video. You guys can also like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, and I will see you guys later.